So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of... This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. And that one results in 35 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground. Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball? Absolutely. You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake. They've taken care of that early. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. Detroit! All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll try and pick it up with Scarborough. And not only did he not get in the end zone, he didn't get the first down either. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Gun! Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Back to throw now in his own end zone. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. From their own 2, Charles, they opted to throw it instead of run it. We saw the outcome.
I think what a lot of teams count on is defenses to stack the line of scrimmage, trying to force a safety or force a turnover there. But if you've got a good defensive front, you just allow them to play the run, and everyone else stays ready. And they were, and they picked that one off.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. And they'll run it here. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Detroit! Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39. Check. Watch the twist.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. That one good for 12 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Detroit!
Key 26.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. The open man is Smith. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
3-19.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
He's going to get it running right. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And Lutz's kick is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there, because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Try to lay one up deep. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
He'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Tucker. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Back to throw now on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Tucker. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with a football here as we begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now back to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught. It's a big-time play there for the G-men. 43 yards.
Well, there's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So 2nd and goal, and standing by himself in the backfield, Barkley. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw here. They'll roll him out right. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Giants are in for 6. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. closest now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here, and still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in, so a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know. We know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in. And
they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
On play action, they'll throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit. Detroit. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
They're going to look to throw. And that's caught by Smith. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Sensational he was last week, over 200 yards, and the simple quote that we saw this week was, keep him in front of us. They're going to have to do that.
And when they say that, it means tackling him after the catch. Because once he makes the catch, you may catch it in front. If you don't tackle him, he's behind you at that point, and that's how he racks up the big yardage.
And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
He'll look to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there.
All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football, and we just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now they'll run it on the toss. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. He makes a wonderful play there off the corner, protecting his side of the field.
Oh, that reminds me of the great defenses of old, doesn't it? The Pittsburgh Steelers, Steel Curtain, they would not let you get on the field if you could only do one thing. You had to be a complete guy, and you had to be able to tackle.
Now, I know I've said this before, but you know I wasn't alive when the Steel Curtain was playing. I know them, but I just want to let you know I wasn't alive.
I'm going to keep peppering that in there, and one of these days you're going to think that you were.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time, and it's 3rd and short. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
He may try and run for this. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a first down.
I do know that owners, when they watch their quarterbacks run with the football, they usually hold their breath because that's the franchise. But when you're getting that kind of a game, hard to argue against calling it.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. Touchdown, Giants! Odell Beckham, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Giants add on to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Rosas now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's going to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to rifle one deep left and got his man complete. And give him a gain of 37.
Now that play will end up on the highlights and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield. Those guys made that play possible.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Black 99 Philly. Here we go. Over. All right, now look at 50.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be caught. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 44 yards. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Come on, let's go. Grand 38. Grand 38.
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. J.T. Barrett, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints have cut it back within a score. What's good on the extra point, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And New York set to take the field. These two teams trading touchdowns here in what has been a back-and-forth first half.
And ordinarily, we're trying to figure out how to break out of a stalemate. Here, you're trying to figure out if you can slow someone down while continuing your breakneck pace on offense. I know one thing. The people in the crowd, they're getting their money's worth right now.
And the fantasy owners like it.
Oh, without a doubt. They're just tallying them up, aren't they?
They're watching this game. They'll take this up just shy of the 40. Excellent display of footwork on that run. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Watch it now, Barney.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
It's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Tackle there going to Marshawn Lattimore.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Detroit!
Now this time he'll look to throw. And his throw here is incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. So on 4th down, on comes the Giants kicker, Aldrick Rosas. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Clock at 20 seconds to go in the half as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Airing it out deep for Smith. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. The Saints on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. They'll set up a throw. He's going to let this one go deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And the Giants ready to come out now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
All right, now, look at 56.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. He finds an opening past the 40. And all the way down to the 25-yard line. A huge play there on the screen pass. And even 50 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Exactly 50 yards on that last play as they just go from 125 to the other for 1st and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Tucker, and he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Gone! Watch him now, Barney! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now whistles here and a flag down. I think a Giant jumped early. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
No, check. Patriot!
After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Bringing him down defensively, Jayon Brown.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll drop the throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Smith catches left side. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line it. Blue line it.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And out across midfield down to the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
This quarterback now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And they'll try the ground game here with a running back. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
319. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw here. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Traquan Smith, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Lutz with the extra point, and that will level the playing field at 17 all. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And now out come the Giants. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
All right, here we go. 319. 319.
Looking to throw. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he slings one that's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll run for it with Bo Scarborough. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Bo Scarborough, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to catch him for 6. Lutz good on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, and that'll make it 3rd down. You got a young quarterback, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. This is fielded at the 27. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Back to throw. Dancing to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
The Saints on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Gone! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And that is incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on third down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. This will be taken at the 10. "21 yards. Well done on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And incomplete.
I had a coach tell me a long time ago that running a screen pass is similar to acting 101 for your offense, because you got to show something different and create extra space for linemen to chase the quarterback in order to create extra room for the receiver to catch the football and maneuver upfield. In this case, though, give a lot of credit to the defense. They communicated well. You could hear them talking to each other on the field, and they reacted and knocked it away.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there at 22.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Tucker. And he'll go down at the 28. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's a give to Barkley, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Giants with possession of the football but needing points as we start quarter number 4. The Giants on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw now on 1st down. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what?
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Joey Bosa in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Giants on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and a mile. A handoff to Barkley. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still 4th down upcoming.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That good for 19 and a 1st down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
Lucky 56. Gone.
They'll look to throw here. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Pretty move. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go now.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on second down.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Leopard. Leopard. All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Gone, 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 gone.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Another incompletion would certainly be ideal defensively. A big play now. This is 3rd and 10.
Set. 319. 319. All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And the blitz does come. Looking here for Smith downfield. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
He'll field this at the 5. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Detroit! Detroit!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Marshawn Lattimore. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Big stuff, Pete. Big stuff. Let's go.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
4 down, 4 down.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And who's got it? The Giants.
All I know, partner, is that with every play call that came in, there was a little discussion about, hey, we can seal this bad boy. We can really put ourselves in a great spot to take total control, and yet they find a way to cough it up.
Yeah, the 2-score game opportunity eludes them, and now a chance for the other side to come back here.
Yeah, that means defense has to go out there and make some plays themselves. So we call sudden change. Let's see if the defense is mentally ready to take care of it.
Leopard. Leopard.
Back to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Tucker. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards. Huge 1st down. Got to hurry.
Yeah, now they have to get up there, get set, and then spike it.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. Point after, right down the middle. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages, as a field goal now can only tie it. Rosas now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, second down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Detroit! 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 Hot!
He'll look to throw. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Giants are close to finishing off this football game. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Only one timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down.
I agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation. They just have one timeout left. And that should be all she wrote.
By the way, it's a good thing you can read that because nobody else can.
Not with my chicken scratch. Not at all.
A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for the Giants, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, it's loss number 5 for them on the year. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.